Thank you guys, and thank you for inviting me, Reseller Club. It's always a pleasure. So basically, I'll go over online. So to give you a little flavor of the whole presentation as well, I understand that we are selling a product which banks completely on renewals. The more we renew, the more money we all make. And that's been the focus of my whole, the last 7-8 years that we have been working at Socrates. The whole focus is on how to build those sticky livers and how to get them to renew the customers as well. In the space of SME, it becomes a little more challenging than enterprise customers because you need to show the value prop and you need to get them to work together and renew as well. So over the course of my presentation, I'm trying not to go very deep into online advertising. I'll just scrape upon it. I think all of you guys know online advertising. It's not rocket science, and I guess even if it is, it's very easy to pick it up online as well. So I'm just going to breeze upon it. My focus is on tools and other levers that you could use so that the renewals of your customers is what it is. And our product is not like a TV or a laptop which is once sold and it can just go forever kind of a deal. It has to be renewed. It can be yearly, it can be monthly, it can be quarterly, it can be once in 3 years, but it has to be renewed, and that's when we make money. So let me just go further into it. We've come a long way. 5 million domains in 2015, right? And it's fantastic. I think it's because of you guys. A quick round of applause for all of you. And you've done a fantastic job this year and last year as well. A louder one, I think we've all had lunch, so let's just do a louder round of applause. Perfect. 5 million domains, it's an amazing number, but we have a long way to go. There are 51 million SMEs in India, only 400,000 websites, right? And you and I both know that they all will need a website just like they need a phone. Internet users are only growing. We are now 350 million internet users in India. We are the second largest in terms of internet population in the world. We just, I think last year have beaten US in this race, and we're just trailing China right now. We're adding 14% growth in internet users every year. 34 million internet users are being added every year. So you have to visualize this, it's like adding an Australia into India every year in the format of internet population. But something is kind of wrong, which is what I was getting into. That after a lot of convincing, you have actually gotten them a domain, you created a website for them which is mobile responsive. It functions beautifully wherever it is being taken to. It's even on their business card, right? But when it's time to renew, he says, please call me later. And I've seen it, like I'm 100% sure all of you do. However good the website is, how much ever sexy it is, it just doesn't surface that person's attention. So the opportunity is huge. There are a lot of, 350 million internet users. The online audience is only growing. But the sale or renewal is pretty low. Something just doesn't add up. So why is phone so indispensable, right? Did you know that there are 4.1 million toothbrushes, but 5.2 million phones? So we have more phones than toothbrushes in the world. As a quick raise of hand, how many of you have more than a phone? More than one phone? I'm guessing all of you have a phone, so more than one. Let's look at that right there. So the fact of the matter is that why is this so indispensable? Right? It is an ecosystem in itself, and it is needed for whatever function that SME wants. He will never lose his work phone. And even if he does, if his phone becomes unavailable, it's called this new term in the dictionary now, it's called nomophobia, which is if your phone is either run out of battery or you lost the phone, he goes into a frenzy state based on just that. So unfortunately for these 80% SMEs, 80% of them, website is a cost, and without any benefit, it is up for axing. Is there not enough potential is the question that we should ask ourselves. Did you guys know that 75% of SMEs in India face marketing as their biggest challenge? Right? So 3 out of 4 businesses that you will meet will have definitely a problem with marketing. And that you can take it for granted. The businesses that are online, they make 49% more revenues than businesses that are purely offline. And SME is a base, all said and done, I know it's hard to sell, hard to renew, whatever it is, but they are a very loyal customer base, right? If you've shown them the goods, they will never leave you. And that's the element that we need to harness and make sure that this is what we focus upon. So if you show them the value, their website, they will never want to leave. Their domain, they'll be equally scared. I, for my life, cannot think of losing Socrates.com. Google.com went down for a bit, got sold to somebody else for a couple of minutes, and of course, everybody goes frenzy when that happens, right? And same thing in this, even before it's up for renewal, I keep checking so that we are at least a month before and we kind of renew them. That's exactly the flavor I would like your customers to give you, that they are frenzy about losing their website or domain. Launching a website is unfortunately only the first step to this amazing journey, right? We got to make their website a salesman of the year. And just like our own sales guys that we have, we dress them up well, we buy them a nice suit, buy them a nice tie, we market them very well, we make them run around, go do meetings, do conferences, etc. That's exactly what we need to do with that website as well. It just can't be sitting idle and catching dust. Of course, there's no, cyber dust, whatever it is, but that's exactly what we need to do. We need to make sure that that website is actually working for them, and as a result, it has to be marketed, it has to be developed such as it can start generating them sales. And that's how we make them salesmen. Digital is penetrating India in a huge way. TV is dipping in growth. Of course, there are a lot of verticals where some of them is, of course, TV is going well in India right now because of e-commerce. The Flipkarts, the Amazons, the Snapdeals, etc., they're hogging the TV bandwidth. Radio has taken a little hit. Print is almost gone down. Many of your SMEs will know that print doesn't give them enough benefits. And OOH, which is all outdoor hoardings or any form of a banner that's being placed outside, they're expensive, doesn't provide you enough reach. Internet, on the other hand, is growing 44% year on year. Projection-wise, it will stay intact for 44 next year as well. And it is on a plateau on a trend to grow, essentially. And the moment of truth, TV's reach is, of course, better, but more expensive. Radio's reach, limited again, also expensive. OOH has very limited reach. Only if it's placed in a certain location in Andheri, that's when you will see the ad. Otherwise, the reach is very limited in that one. Not many people even stop these days to look at that ad, let alone take the number from the ad and call that guy, etc. That's not going to happen. Internet, on the other hand, is a cheaper channel and has the highest reach, right? So how does all this thing really start, right? As a quick vote of hands or show of hands, how many of you think ads started because of Google? Google. Or search ads was first Google's? Okay, there are not many here, but as a matter of fact, advertising or search advertising started in 1998, I think, by a company called GoTo.com. So these guys were those who actually even programmed the search results to be paid search results. That company got bought by Overture and eventually, or rather renamed to Overture, and it got bought by Yahoo. Google started in 2000 with search ads. 1990 is when display, I think a decade before was display ads. Here where websites started showing a little, it was just like the way cable TV in the past used to be, a little banner used to be there all the time for displaying any advertising. Now the trend is native ads, right? That's the beauty. So your mobile phones have completely changed the way advertising is working now. In the past, Desktop used to be huge. There was a lot of space to show ads. Now, the problem is there's not enough space left. Facebook is the first, I think, to pioneer in native ads, where the ad is weaved in within the content itself. So as you scroll, you will see ads. You probably may not notice that they are ads because they look as much as the post that's coming in. And this is being followed everywhere. Google has completely shut off their right-hand side ads on even their desktops as well. It's only on the top and the bottom. And even the ads will soon enough get weaved because that's how you make more money essentially. And the fortunate part is all these companies, the revenue model is ads, right? There's not any who has not shown enough growth without an advertising revenue. WhatsApp still says that they won't do ads, but they're bought by Facebook now, so we have no idea when they'll start, but it would start very soon. And that's the growth pattern in all these formats. The inventory that we have is only growing, right? So there is LinkedIn now, there's Instagram has started ads, Twitter is starting ads, YouTube always had ads, Facebook, etc. So you don't have to worry about inventory that's being available. And I think that's where the opportunity lies. So now we have 51 million SMEs, it's only growing, by the way. We have 340 internet users, it's also growing, right? And now we need to just do this website such that it gets to the audience and gets them business as well. So in addition to the one-time cost that you probably are charging, or probably you have an AMC with the customer for your website as well, start doing a monthly recurring advertising revenue from them. You can easily charge them 10,000 rupees per month. So if you take a look at it, if you add 10 users a month, and let's say 30%, your churn rates might be much better than this, in the sense that you may have a better stickiness. But let's assume 30% monthly churn, and you're charging them 10,000 rupees a month per SME. You're actually making 32 lakhs a year with roughly around 100 customers that you can have, essentially. So instead of ad terminology like clicks, these jargons that you would use, clicks, visits, CPC, CPM, don't talk this language with SMEs. They usually are very confused, and mostly the case is that they really want leads, right? So let's talk in terms of leads, that your website will get you leads. Your website will not accrue visits. Of course, it will accrue visits, but your website will get you leads, and that's kind of the terminology that we should use so that this website starts becoming beneficial to them, and it's adding to their profit center and not cost center. And you need to show them just that. Right? Transform your website into a salesman. Now here is where it is, that make the website faster and mobile responsive. That's the first thing that we need to do. Unlike our roads, speed thrills in this case, and friction kills. So the slower your websites are, the more penalized they will be, essentially. Have explicit call to actions. I've seen websites where the call to actions or the contact information is deep embedded somewhere below the footer, above the page, inside like a fourth page that somebody has to go to, etc. Don't do that. Let the websites explicit, so the whole thing is just like this. Actually, Google is a primary example. So you search on Google, their biggest, what they measure is how soon does a person leave google.com, right? You go to Google, you search for something, and they measure their performance by how fast that person has left that website, because he's found what he's looking for. And that's exactly, you're building a website, you're talking about their business online, you're actually showing what the business is all about. That person, any consumer trying to come to the website of this SME would really want to contact that SME right then and there, right? And it shouldn't be deeply embedded. He will lose interest eventually. The consumer will look for other options in such cases. And websites should drive them leads, right? You need to show them how these leads are coming in as well. There are multiple ways of doing this. Couple of ways are, if you do only online inquiries, then they have to be accessing emails all the time. If you have their phone number listed, you have no way of figuring out whether the phone call was driven because of the website, etc. And so people use the concept of virtual numbers at times. Again, it's a good indicator. It actually has a merit to it, because now you can actually track the phone calls that are coming in as well. But I face the biggest problem with SME saying that मेरा number आप replace कर रहे हो online, वो number आप छोड़ दिया तो किसी और को जाएगा, and I don't want to lose that. So that's a big friction you would have when you want to tell the person that I'm not showing your actual number, I'm showing you a third number, and that's going to be a friction there as well. So these are some tools that I have that we use, or actually I think they're very useful for many of us. So Google has developed this tool called Page Speed Insights, which basically tells you how, it gives you a score of how good the website is, excuse me, of how good the website is on mobile. It tells you some indicators. Use this so that you can actually tell the customer that, I mean, you can show the insights and you can show how good it is. It has a lot more content. It's actually, I just put in screenshots here. Second one shows the desktop responsiveness for that website as well. Here it also gives you a score. The other thing is, there's a tool called Capybar that Socrates had built, which you could use as well. Here is where we have this pane on the top. It's actually a frozen pane that has explicit call to actions. These explicit call to actions are actually a virtual number could be used there, or actually the business's actual number can be used as well. And you could trigger inquiries through that form fill in that front. You can actually show offers on that pane itself so that the person who's coming to the website can actually see the offer, what he's looking for, and move on. And you don't need to change the JavaScript, just infuse it on the website, everything should work from there on. And it is also mobile responsive. It can generate coupons. Actually, that's another one that you probably have to do is an ability for the offline, online inventory to show offline. So you can actually ask the SME to have 2 different types of coupons if he wants to use it, that without all this automation, you can just say, download a coupon coming from the online channel that can have a unique code or something, and ask that person who's downloading the coupon to actually print the coupon, take it to the SME. That's a very simple form of lead generation, and actually it works very well. So if you're working with any stores, hotels, real estate, all of these coupon mechanism works pretty well for them as well. And this can be like a fixed coupon code, doesn't need to be automatically generated, but make sure that there is an explicit call to action to download the coupon. Another one is a lead manager, it's called Chuknu. So this lead manager actually shows how many, it's not very clear here, but it shows how many ads, how many people have come because of a Google ad, or how many have come from a website. So if somebody calls after looking, it can be the actual number of the SME. If somebody is calling from the website, it would track the visit, and it can also say this lead got driven by the website. Even if you're using the SME's actual number on the website as well, it can be tracked through this app. It can also show across Just Dial, Sulekha, IndiaMart, all these leads. So you can actually show to the SME that I'm driving you better website visits and better leads coming from the website in that front as well. What should be the advertising product, right? This is, I think, what we should do is an ability to bundle this offering. Instead of having like a website and then selling ads after that, you could have a bundled offering that says website, which will have a domain with it. It can have an ad solution that is Google and Facebook along with it. And of course, I don't think any other advertising channel in India is working for SME. It's only Google and Facebook, and actually Google mostly, Facebook is also working for a certain segments only. And so I would say if you are running short of bandwidth or you don't have enough resources, I would suggest not to go beyond Google and Facebook in that front. The other ones that you could use is email and SMS marketing as well. There are 2 other channels that work very well in the Indian context. And again, all these are available I mean, email and SMS is very straightforward, of course. And Google and Facebook is not hard to learn. They've actually made it pretty simple to even onboard and launch the customers as well. You could hire a digital advertising person who understands a little of these channels and let him manage the whole front in that. And the more important part is show them leads. So if a footfall is being generated through the online coupon, you would want to show that this many times a coupon was downloaded and the coupon was redeemed at the store. Phone calls, again, can be done through virtual number, can be done without the virtual number as well. And email inquiries, of course, here I don't know how many of your SMEs are email savvy to begin with. If they are email savvy, that's a beautiful form of lead generation as well. It's completely trackable, right? click on that, it will send an inquiry to that. Most of the WordPress themes or all the themes that we are working with, they already have a way to generate emails and send them across. The whole thing is make it a bundled offering. Make it an offering that says you get a website, you get ads along with it, and you get to show the leads. Now let's, just in case you are not selling this bundled offering, you have sold website already, you can provide just an ad solution as a package which can be an add-on to the customization that you're already doing for the SME. The only thing here is that probably you will engage with the customer more often in that front. You need to have that resources to be able to talk to that person more often, because advertising in a way is a little more intensive than just a one-time website development thing as well, because probably their offers change, their targeting changes, etc. Just have a rapport with your SME for that front. Your offering could be to, you can either hide the cost of traffic. So from whatever you are paying to Google and Facebook on these channels to be able to generate traffic to these SMEs, you could hide the cost and bake in your margins in it, right? Or you can be transparent with the cost of traffic as well. Now there are a couple of benefits here. One is if your margins, if you, with hiding the cost, your margins can be north of 30% easily. You could cap your what I would say is traffic by the number of leads that have gotten generated to the SME. And you can just say, these many leads gotten, so I have stopped the advertising budgets for this guy. Or you could just be a bit more flexible on there and say, I will bake in my 30% margin, whatever money is being spent, it will go to generating leads. The other way is to be transparent with cost of traffic, where your SME would like to know how much you're spending on Google and Facebook. In cases such as that, I haven't seen numbers better than 10 to 15% for margins that you want to bake in on the advertising budgets. The first one has threat of competition, right? So if you are hiding the cost of acquisition, your competitor may actually show the cost of acquisition and say, "Aap itna paisa kyun de rahe ho iske liye?" kind of a thing. But if you're transparent, you have reporting hassles, and you have to now show how much you spent on Google, how much you spent on Facebook. You got to show exact metrics, etc. So there are pros and cons to both of these systems. How to price the product, right? You could price it on a monthly fee per city, per state kind of a deal. Let's say that you can take in 10,000 rupees. I will take in 10,000 rupees of marketing budgets for you to be able to do Mumbai-related traffic acquisition or Maharashtra state, etc. The problem with the first one is that you really don't know what the spend appetite of the SME is. If you use the word 10,000, he will stick to 10,000. He will say, "मैं उससे ज़्यादा नहीं देने वाला आपको," right? The other one is flat subscription charges. Here you will say that I will charge you 3,000 rupees per month as a monthly retainer from my side, and you give me whatever marketing budgets you're comfortable with, right? My only feedback to that is that please try not to take less than 5,000 to 6,000 rupees of marketing budgets, because it's not enough to do online advertising without that front, essentially. The first one, don't know the market appetite. But the second one, it is easier to sell, right? Because you're saying 3,000 rupees is your first thing, entry foot in the door. But it needs constant selling essentially. Now what I mean by this is that you will have to tell him कि आपको इतना पैसा डालो तो इतना रहेगा kind of a thing, and not just that, you have to keep cross-selling, upselling time and again. So that 1 lakh can become, from 10,000 can become 20,000. You got to keep measuring that ROI with this person. So you will need a dedicated team or a person to be able to talk to that SME on a regular basis so that you get to know what his spend appetite is. Again, in the second model, the good part is that you can bake in seasonality in that front. Like, I'm sure there are many businesses out there who would say कि मुझे अभी धंधा नहीं चाहिए, अभी काफी आ रहा है. And then there are some who would say कि मुझे अभी भी बहुत सारा चाहिए. So you can actually keep it flexible to take in कि अच्छा आपको अभी 100 leads चाहिए, तो we can do 1 lakh of marketing budgets and keep that in front in that format essentially. Please take in a bigger lock-in period. Don't do monthly with your SMEs. For marketing budgets, do not do monthly. It takes at least 3 months. To start off with, it will take you 3 months to show any kind of a performance on digital marketing. It needs a little tweaking, it needs a tinkering, etc., to be able to start showing them ROI in that front. So take in a minimum lock-in of 3 months. You can have a 3-month, 6-month, or a 12-month plan, and you can discount that plan based upon the tenure he has subscribed to, right? I know that it's very easy to, it's easiest to, of course, for many obvious reasons, it is very easy to sell the 3-month plan first. So 60% of your consumers or SMEs would be in the 3-month plan, 30% would be around in the 6-month, and 10% in the 12-month. But you got to make sure that you are moving them from 3-month to 6-month to 12-month as the ability for you to cross-sell, upsell. The minute he's happy, move them to 6 months. The minute he's happy there, move them to 12 months. The 12-month plan that you would subscribe to will make you actually have enough amount of an ROI so that you can actually start showing him benefits in that front in the long term. There is. And finally, do not commit leads. So I know it sounds very ironic to what I'm just saying so far. So do not tell them, आपको मैं 100 lead तो दूंगा ही, right? Do not tell him that number. आपको leads आएंगे is where you stop it, right? Do not go beyond. So don't commit to lead numbers. After so many years of me working in advertising, it is very unpredictable. Sometimes it is super easy to generate them at a cost per lead of even 10 to 20 rupees. But sometimes it is very hard, right? So do not commit leads. As a point of sale, I know it is very easy if you say कि आपको 25 lead तो मिल ही जाएंगे. But don't go into that because it completely changes the dynamics of the lead front, right? Now what happens there is that person will say, सर ये तो job का inquiry आया है. Right? और ये he'll start saying that देखो ये वाला lead तो मैं मानूंगा नहीं क्योंकि वो यहाँ तक आया नहीं है मेरे पास. He will talk on the phone, he'll just say कि lead आया नहीं है. So instead of committing them a lead number, drive them as so bake in your margins and drive them as many leads as you can send them, but do not commit to a certain lead number. I know it's very hard to sell, but the moment you start driving them leads, they'll be so delightful that they would want to keep renewing with you anyway, right? So the first point of sale, I know it's easy, I know it's hard, discount the product as it is, figure out a way you can actually get them to start working with you, and then bang, you start having them to drive leads, and they will start measuring their ROI, and they will renew with you in that front. Happy advertising, guys. I didn't want to go into details of Google, etc., but I'm up for questions. At Socrates, we do about 9 to 10 advertising channels, which includes LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all of these channels in that front as well. So I'm open to any questions. There are multiple formats of advertising, and if you would like to, please leave feedback to Reseller Club. I will go into those details next time as well when I come on.
Thank you so much, Santosh, for all these awesome insights.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.